So, I have a new book, a novel called Faith Like Fire, out on Amazon KDP. Going to read the first chapter. Fire in the Wires. The pizza shop always smelled like burnt cheese and fryer grease, but Mark Steele didn't mind. It was steady work, predictable, simple. After everything he'd seen and done, predictable was a blessing. He stood behind the prep counter, rolling dough with deliberate hands, keeping his eyes on the task. The mixer hummed beside him. The fluorescent lights overhead buzzed faintly, and from the front of the shop he could hear Kayla laughing with a customer. The sound, light and honest, cut through the haze of his usual numbness. She was the only one who treated him like he wasn't invisible. Kayla was in her late 20s, sharp-witted, always with a ponytail or a sarcastic smile, and a voice that didn't carry bitterness, even when it had every right to. She never asked about his past. She didn't flinch at the silence he wore like a second skin. She just respected him, which is why he noticed a shift in her tone when the store manager, Brett, came in. Hey, Brett drawled from the doorway. Need help reaching that top shelf again, Kayla? Mark looked up. Kayla didn't answer right away. She moved stiffly, like she'd been through this routine before. I'm good, thanks. You sure? Brett stepped closer, invading her space. You know you can always ask for a hand or two. The air changed, subtle but sharp, like static on skin. Mark's hand stilled on the dough. Come on, smile a little. It might make you shift lead. Back off, Brett, she said, voice firmer now. Seriously. Brett grinned. Just teasing, but his hand brushed her lower back as he passed. That's when the lights flickered. The hum of the cooler behind Mark stuttered. The oven beeped twice and went dark. Overhead, the fluorescence sputtered and flared up, then dimmed into an eerie reddish pulse. The mixer on the counter jammed and let out a high-pitched whine before stopping completely. A cold, heavy weight settled in Mark's chest. He hadn't spoken a word, hadn't moved, but something deep inside him had seen what happened, and it responded. Kayla turned, eyes wide. She looked at the flickering lights, then at Mark. Was that you? She asked quietly. Mark didn't answer. His hands were trembling. Brett stepped out of the back with a frown. What the hell's going on with the power? Then the breaker box in the back popped. Sparks arced across the kitchen like lightning biting the air. Mark finally looked up. Not at the machines, not at the chaos, at Brett. You're done here, he said, calm, low, final. Brett snorted. Excuse me? You're done. As if the universe heard him, the lights above Brett flared once more and then burst, glass raining onto the floor. The man stumbled back, slipping on his own spilled drink, eyes wide with sudden fear. Mark's body pulsed with warmth, power thrumming just beneath the skin, like 100 storms held in his bones. He didn't want it. Not again. Not today. But the power didn't care what he wanted. He walked past the ruined prep line and the crackling fryer, eyes still locked on Brett, who now backed into his manager's office. Kayla stood frozen, her mouth open. Mark, what's happening? He stopped next to her, breathing shallow. It's Thursday. That's all he said. Because it was always Thursday when it happened. The one day a week where something beyond him, beyond reason or science or sanity, filled him with the power to move mountains or burn them down. And sometimes it didn't wait for permission. That's chapter 1.